Now, a few days and a few towns down the road, this young man named Clyde was walking through town, and he was wishing that he had a guitar to play. Thought maybe he'd pass away time and maybe even make a little money. Seems he had to leave home without his guitar rather suddenly due to a very unfortunate misunderstanding between himself and the father of a pretty gal named Stella. And in the distance he hears a guitar playing, and he goes to check it out. Turns out to be these two fellas, and one's playing a guitar, shiny metal guitar, in a style that Clyde had never heard before, and he was very intrigued. Well, for too long I've been lonely. I've been lonely for too long. For too long I've been lonely. Well, I've been lonely for too long. Ain't got my business fixed, baby, too long. Ever since you been gone. Won't you catch up my black horse, won't you? Won't you saddle up my gray mare? Won't you catch up my black horse, won't you? Won't you saddle up my gray mare? Well, I go off to see my baby, but you know her children, they don't lie me there. You know your mama, she's not good looking, and your daddy, he's ugly too. You know your mama, she's not good looking, and your daddy, he's ugly too. Well, I wonder, yes, I wonder why in the world I ever try to get along with you. You know my baby, she shimmer when she walk. You know my baby, she shake just like a soft-boiled egg. My baby, she shimmer when she walk, you know. My baby, she shake just like a soft-boiled egg. She make me get down on my knees, you know. I get down on my knees and I beg. Here's what I say for too long I've been lonely. I've been lonely for too long. Well, for too long I've been lonely. I've been lonely for too long. Well, I love that little gal, yes I do, but you know she'll do me so wrong. Well, it turns out these two fellas, one was selling the guitar and the other was playing it, trying to see if he might want to buy it. Seems his last guitar got busted over somebody's head in a fight. He thought this metal guitar might be a little more durable. So Clyde asked the fellow what he wanted for that guitar, and when he found out, he said, well, that's more money than he had. The other fellow said it was more money than he had, too. Now, the fellow that was selling the guitar was thinking, well, maybe he could lure them into a poker game and cheat them out of their money and still have the guitar to sell later on down the road. So they ended up playing cards, and after a bit, the one fella accuses the other of cheating, and it's true, he was cheating, and They end up getting in a terrible fight. They're rolling around on the floor, and it's looking like somebody might pull out a knife. And Clyde's thinking, well, he might have won that guitar anyway, and he's not going to stick around for that kind of nonsense. So while they were otherwise occupied, he grabs the guitar, and for good measure, he scoops up the money, too. And he heads on out the door, and in the distance, he hears a train whistle blowing. Train starting on down the track. Wheels rumbling beneath the floor. Train's going faster, it's picking up speed, and Clyde, he's running after the train. Sees a boxcar with an open door. There's a fella inside, he reaches down with one hand. Clyde, he's running along, he's got the guitar in one hand, he reaches up with the other hand. Fella grabs a hold of him, swings him up inside the boxcar door. Clyde, he catches his breath and he settles down along the boxcar wall. Sweet smell of jasmine blowing in on the evening breeze. Train wheels rumbling along, feeling like everything's right with the world. And he turns his attention to that guitar he's got. Runs his hands along the strings, and before you know it, he's singing. Well, gambling and rambling gonna be the death of me. Gambling and rambling gonna be the death of me. Well, those hellhounds, well, I just won't let me be. I'm gonna run down the highway, gonna try to run away. I'm gonna run down the highway, gonna try to run away. I'll be running all through the night, I'll be running all through the day. Well, folks start to fighting, well, I take the money and I run. Well, folks start to fighting, you know, I take the money and I run. I just got Metal's guitar, you know, I ain't got no gun. Well, I woke up this morning with the blues all around my head. Well, I woke up this morning with the blues all around my head. Well, the blues, well, I swear they're gonna kill me dead. Well, gambling and rambling gonna be the death of me. Well, gambling and rambling gonna be the death of me. Well, those hellhounds, well, I just won't let me be. Well, Clyde, he did have a lot of adventures. He had a good time with that guitar, and he spent a lot of time rambling around meeting new folk, but sometimes on lonely nights he'd think back to that gal that he left behind. He had very strong feelings for her, and he'd think of a song that he'd written for her.